Alas, Dany has burned down the entire city after a concoction of circumstances. Her best friend having her head chopped off, and her nephew refusing to fuck her for the last few weeks. Meanwhile, Tyrion skulks around the city, hoping to find his brother and sister, cradling each other safely. Tyrion conveniently finds his deceased brother and sister among the small pile of bricks. It's not as if the whole of the Red Keep collapsed on them last episode. Angry by some of the writing in the show, he smashes both their faces in with a brick, just to make sure they are dead. Jon walks up the stairs closer to Dany, while she gives her rousing speech that nobody at the back can hear. The Dothraki cheer loudly, but in fact don't have the fucking foggiest idea what they are cheering about. Tyrion emerges to tell Dany she's a bit of a dick, and she's currently 1,000,000 points up on him respective of the death toll of King's Landing. He decides to rage quit from the Game of Thrones, but Dany has him arrested. Tyrion pleads with Jon Snow to block and delete Dany, as she's batshit crazy, and will probably try to message him on eBay if they go their separate ways. Jon refuses. He loves his auntie very much. Jon heads to the beautifully intact Red Keep that collapsed on Jaime and Cersei, but not before he is met by Drogon, who is sleeping under hundreds of tons of cocaine. Drogon lets him through as the real party is outside. Dany is finally touching the throne, admiring its scrapyard beauty. Jon appears from the shadows. He comes for some sexual auntie-nephew loving. He dramatically walks over, displaying himself. Dany tells Jon some bullshit trivia about the throne and how she was dyslexic at a young age. Jon tells Dany, "I don't give a fuck, you killed children." Dany doesn't like her nephew shouting at her. Suddenly, Jon gets upset and says, "I love you but can't be with you, so here is a knife to the chest." Poor fucker. Drogon arrives. Why does my mother have a knife in her, he thinks. He looks at the throne and realizes it must be Arya disguised as one of the blades. He burns it or her alive and flies away with Dany in his overgrown toenail. But Wholemouth is angry, and Arya threatens to cut Yara as she keeps slagging off Jon in front of her. Edmure decides he could be king, but Sansa tells him to sit the fuck down as he is embarrassing everyone. Silly twat. Sam decides that a democracy would be a good idea to instill, giving power to the people to cast their own vote on who becomes the leader of the new world. Russia, North Korea, and Iran think this is hilarious. Wait, House Arryn, House Dawn, and House... You get the picture. Tyrion leads a rousing monologue about Bran having a great story and that he should be king, forgetting entirely the great stories Jon Snow has had. Next level. Bran refuses, but then admits that's why he got a one-way ticket to King's Landing in the first place, because he was always going to be king. Hail Bran the Broken Dick. Brienne updates Jaime Lannister's Wikipedia page. She writes trivia, such as Westeros's #1 fuckboy. Jon gets sent back to the wall where he started. Tormund answers the gate. He looks distraught. Brienne isn't with Jon. Ultimately, Tormund thinks, "Jon, you will do," and they go beyond the wall to live happily ever after. I have no fucking clue why Jon is with them. He is committing treason after all. #plot armor. At least they did something right. Jon patting Ghost, the goodest of boys.